Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to be looking at Final Earth. This is the Pyramid Cat. To be exact, this is it's the previous version of the Pyramid Cat. When he was designed, I wasn't happy with the detail, so I upgraded him to add more detail. On top of that, the smaller version, the 45mm for gaming with. Here's an earlier version. This is the first ever 3D printed version of Pyramid Cat. The hands are wrong, the tail's wrong, the spear was thicker, scale was better, pyramid was huge, made it look tiny. They aren't actually that tiny. This is the problem. This is generation 2. Still hadn't thickened up the spear, but I had adapted some of the detail and redesigned the paint job slightly. Still wasn't impressed with it. Carried on working to version 3, where we fixed the hand, punched in more detail, added a section to part of the leathers on the side, which you'll see me paint later. The problem with this version is that spear is so thin when you do it in the gaming scale. See, it's going to snap. I can't send it out like that. There was another problem as well. The cat that I based it on has more rounded ears. As you can see here, we have the more rounded ears and a wider nose. I also thickened up the spear so it doesn't bend as well, and it just looks chunkier. The problem is now resin. it uses a lot of resin, and the actual base itself holds a lot of resin, so when you clean it you lose a lot of resin in the cleaning process, which then fills the alcohol up and causes me more problems. So there's a lot of modifications to be done to the support structure for this model before I actually dare release it. But you're going to get to watch me paint it while we talk about Final Earth. Here we have a spine. This is one of the original line guys, just done up in a Zenithal. He's been redesigned at the moment for a character series. I think you've seen those shots. And you can see at the back, there's different scales for different ideas. There's the Skark as well, just to the side. Where are we going? I've forgotten. We're talking about the thickness of those spikes. Yeah, it looks a lot better. That spear is a lot nicer. I still need to do some more support work on them. I will get it done and get him released at some point, but he is a pain to make. Here are some of the older hedgehogs. I quite liked these as a design idea. And the barbarian hedgehog, or spine. I haven't got around to writing these guys up yet. They will get stories at some point. I will eventually get around to writing the game as well. Maybe. I don't know. This all started back in 96. There you go. Early me working with green stuff. So back in 96, or 90, no, it wouldn't be 96, I'd have been 17 in 96. It would have been 94. I'm sat in history class, doodling, and I can't draw humans. And I drew a hedgehog in power armor. And that was how this all started. Then obviously I went to work for Games Workshop in 97. When I left there, I continued to muck around with sculpting a bit. That's what a lot of that green stuff is behind it. Then in 02, my contract expired with Games Workshop, so I could start working on my own stuff, and I started throwing up the idea for Final Earth. My partner at the time helped me with the artwork because I am really not good with drawing. Well, I wasn't back then, she was. And that's when I sculpted by hand Pyramid Cat as a thank you, because she'd drawn me this awesome cat stood atop a pyramid, and it looked like an Egyptian priestess. So I ended up hand sculpting her this Egyptian priestess. And then a few years later, once I got into ZBrush, I started sculpting it in ZBrush, and then 3D printed it. The Skark is next, to convert the Skark from physical model to a digital one, so I can actually 3D print that. That is next on the list to do down the line. But before then, I need to finish District. But this isn't about District, this is about Final Earth. So Final Earth, I've got about 9 minutes to fill. Final Earth was designed as a post-human planet tree wargame. And then my best friend, when I was training in IT, went, how did it start? And I went, I don't know. So I sat down and started writing a Stone Age version, which starts with the Skarks, the Trickeye, and the Spines. And you've seen 2 of those. You've not seen the Trickeye yet. Spines obviously are hedgehogs. The Skarks are Scottish wildcats. I have a thing about wildcats. And Trickeye are rats. And they were the first 3 on the first island. The next expansion would have been from, because we're in Stone Age into Metal Age at the moment, it would have been an advancement of the Metal Age, and then you would have got the next 3 tribes from the continent. When that expanded from there to the other half of the continent, which we would have dropped hints through all the way through, like I drop hints for the continent in the normal game anyway. You'd get the next 3, which I haven't actually designed yet, and that would have made 6 tribes for the continent, with a story leading to one of the other tribes possibly disappearing, but that's a technical. Then there was to be the next set of islands, which is going to be 3 more tribes, though one of those tribes is already written because it leads back to the first island. Then they would be going into the Industrial Age, which, because we did a metal into medieval into industrial type thing, which would take us across the Great Ocean to the next continent, and that would be 3 more races, but they would be surreal races, very, very unusual characters. That would also lead further into the industrial, with the other half of that continent coming around, giving us 3 more. And then as we come into the end of that age and the whole discovery of the planet, there would actually be another 6 races to form. Some would have died out though, because of wars and so on, and that would reduce races down towards the end of the life cycle of the game. Haven't got it all written. I've got books and books of notes of ideas kicking around for it. It's all over the place. This in turn would have moved into the space race eventually, and that would have brought us into District and what comes after District with their war game. Because obviously you can't have 18 different species of creature running around on a planet. I'd have had to have compacted it down or made them form alliances, or similar species getting on, and so on. So there was lots of ideas running around in my head. I just had to get there, and I've never got there yet, because obviously other things get in the way, like day jobs and life. So it's like this video being a week later than it's meant to be is due to illness, because I decided to go on holiday to a music festival and got food poisoning, and it put me back a week. So, anyway, here we are. I'm painting him up. I used the Apothecary White to base his grey out. I then gave that a bit of a null oil wash. It's just snakebite for his leathers. I don't have enough contrast paints. I've got to stop using contrast paints. I need to get back into painting how I used to paint. So once that was all done, I built him up on Skaven Blight. Is it Skaven Blight? Oh no, Storm Vermin Fur as his first shadow, and then Storm Vermin Skaven Dinge as his highlight shadow or baseline, and then obviously white to just finish him off. The pyramid is Khaki Stone, Zandra Rust, and I want to say Agrax Earth Shade. I can't speak. Yeah. So Final Earth, what is it? It's not a skirmish game. It was meant to be a big old war game. I keep debating doing it in 15mm, so you can have bigger battles. There'll be a whole layout of armies, and I just wanted to do this thing where we started in the Stone Age, went through the Metal Ages, all the way to the Modern Age, and it just advanced. Because what I find with a lot of games we play, there is no advancement. Everything seems to stagnate in one place, and I just wanted it to move forward. And the whole world's rotating while it does it. So yes, we discover new islands. Yes, we drop hints that new things are going to exist. But eventually, drinking my coffee, we would reach the end and we'd know where we were. That's me slurping my coffee. Right. I am going to overlay some pictures of Scottish wildcats at some point, just so you can see what colours this should have been. It wasn't, because I'm an idiot. But yeah, I quite like it. It's 100mm. He is an expensive thing to print. Annoyingly, 7 hours to get one. So with the large spines and spiky, I can get 2 to 3 on a plate whenever I print one. So you get the high detail. I get 3 out of it. It's 6 hours, but it's worth 6 hours. With this guy, I get 1, and it's 6 hours. Well, 6.5. And yeah, I can't do anything else while he's doing. So he might be a little bit more expensive than all the others. He's not a lot bigger. It's just that pyramid. I could get rid of the pyramid. I like the pyramid though. I think it looks good. Where are we? We are 11:30, and we are going to cut out just there. It's about 14 minutes. Oh, I'm babbling. What do you want to know? I meant to say things like and subscribe, but you don't have to. It's up to you. Just add us to favourites. Come and watch the videos. Comments. I like comments. Feedback is always nice. I like to know if I'm wasting my time. If you're interested, if you see this on the website, just contact me. Send me an email. You can contact me on Twitter, or X as it's known. You can message via the Facebook page. You can send direct emails or messages via the website. Anything you want to know. And I will endeavour to either do a video or reply directly or do something fun. So yeah, any questions? Obviously, I'm trying to, this is more of a hobby than a job. So things take a while to get done. I'll admit, if you order it, I'll get the orders out there, and then I don't hang around with that bit. But the sculpting and the processing and making sure everything's perfect before it goes out the door. I'm a one-man job. I'm sorry I've got no more information on Pyramid Cat. There's a massive book of notes upstairs. I will drag it out, and I will when he goes up, I will write the whole thing and do a new video just for him, like I did with Spiky, and like I have planned for the spine, which I still need to finish. I'm just struggling to get those spikes on him properly. So, if you want me, email me, leave me a message. This thing, like, subscribe if you want to. I'm not, as I say, not bothered. I'm not monetizing these videos. I have no plans to do that. I hopefully will have I've got a full-time job coming, so this will come back to being part-time again. But we'll see. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you like the stuff on the website, and I'll leave you with some terrible glamour shots.